Wieren. And here with the play-by-play story. He can't wait to get started. Here's Skip Caray.
Yeah, we haven't had enough to say so far tonight. Thanks, Dave. Glavine has had good luck against the Phils. He's pitched well against them. 5-1 lifetime. Vaughn hits from the right side against the southpaw. And we're ready to go. And Glavine into the wind. And the first pitch of the ball game is high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
It's 72 degrees.
72 degrees at
1 hour, 32 minutes.
Game time and an hour 42-minute rain delay. The wind and the pitch. There's a strike over the outside corner. We're even now at a ball and a strike. The outfield plays fun around toward left field. Glavine into the motion. He delivers. Breaking ball lined into right field. Justice coming on. 1 out. Vaughn hit it hard, but out. 1 away. And Randy Reddy is the batter. He's off to a good start, hitting .324, no homers, 8 RBIs as a part-time player. This guy can play left, right, third, short, second, and not embarrass you at any of those positions. John Kruk moves on deck. The wind and the pitch. A little low with a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Greg Olson, as he normally does, catches Glavine tonight. The left-hander into the motion, and he delivered. Just missed low. Olson held it there. He gave the umpires in the stands a chance to contribute. 2 balls, no strikes. The wind and the pitch. Swung, high drive, right field. Justice got a late start, but now he's back there. Near the track, 2 down. Reddy hit it hard to the off field. I don't know if David picked that ball up right away, but he located it and made the play. 2 quick outs here, and here's Kruk. Kruk hitting .294. He has 6 homers and a team-leading 34 runs driven in. Kruk always has funny stats. He'll have a very, very good year, and then an off year, and then another good one. Glavine gets the sign. He's into the wind and the pitch. Fast strike, outside corner, 0-1. The Murph is on deck. Glavine delivers. Curve hit on the ground. Deep short. Belliard digs it out. Throws him out. Inning over. 1, 2, 3. Nothing doing. The Phillies fail to score. We go to the bottom of the first. Philadelphia nothing. Atlanta coming to bat. Bottom half of the first inning. Ronnie Gant will lead it off for Atlanta against Terry Mulholland, who's having a heck of a year. He's 6-3, a 3.16 earned run average. He came over here with Dennis Cook and Charlie Hayes for former Brave Steve Bedrosian and Rick Parker from the Giants. He's a native of Pennsylvania, but makes his home now in Arizona, in Phoenix. So Gant is ready to lead it up. Boy, banners all over the place for Murph out in right field. Gant slowly but surely getting that average up a little bit. He's up to .211, but with 10 homers and 27 RBI. Mulholland delivers. Curve hit fair into the left field corner. Gant around first. He's on his way to second with a leadoff double, his 11th of the year. There's a nice start. There's Terry Pendleton, who, had David Justice not been Player of the Month in May, might have been. Runner at second, nobody out. Terry at .328. 5 homers, 20 runs driven in. They play him straight away in the outfield. Runner at second, nobody out. He'll probably take a shot at the right side unless he bunts, and he shortens, and the pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Some umbrellas are beginning to pop up down below. That's not a good sign. The stretch The pitch. He tried to bunt and missed, and the count evens at 1-1, and that might be in the thinking here. This might be one of those 4.5, 5-inning games if the weatherman refuses to cooperate. So you might play to get a run early. A ball and a strike. Lonnie Smith waits on deck. Mulholland comes set. Pendleton waits. The pitch. Swung, fouled it back into the seats. A line drive. Hope everybody's okay back there. Count goes to 1-2. He did take a shot at right field, but he fouled it off. Mulholland out of the Giants chain, so he knows all about the split finger pitch, the stretch. The 1-2 swung, little looping grounder to second, throw to first in time, but he did his job and moved the runner to third. Pendleton hit a little one-hopper to second baseman Randy Reddy. That got Gant to third with one out. And before Lonnie hits, let's pause for identification on the Braves Radio Network.
Wake up to Atlanta's morning news. Scott Slade and the News, Weather, and Traffic team help you start your day informed. AM 750 WSB, Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
Lonnie Smith hitting at 297 on the year. Off the stretch, the pitch. Fastball low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. The right-hand hitter waits. And the 1-0 pitch, here it is. Into the dirt. Good block by Steve Lake. It's 2-0. Darren Dalton back on the disabled list for the Phillies. He had come off the list after the automobile accident, but they put him back on. Len Dykstra hopes to play around the 4th of July. And 2 balls, no strikes. They play Smith straight away in the outfield. Gant down the line, the pitch. Inside again, it's 3-0. David Justice would be next. Mulholland, the big guy, 6'3", 210-pounder. And his 3-0 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, left field, base hit, a run is in. Bobby Cox turned him loose, and Lonnie delivered a 3-0 single to left. It's 1-0. His 11th run batted in. So Gant has crossed the plate, and David Justice is the batter. Justice, 7 homers, 38 RBI. Will Clark has a 3-run homer tonight. So David needs an RBI or 2 himself to stay in the RBI leadership race. The pitch to him. Fastball, a little high. 1 ball, no strikes. Clark now with 41 runs driven in. Justice second in the league with 38. He's 10th in the league in hitting. The pitch to him. Swung, pop foul back, out of play. Into the seats down below, and the fans battle for the souvenir. A ball and a strike. Runner at first, 1 out, 1 in. Throw to first, close, almost got it. He's got a terrific move to first base. Lonnie dove back and just did beat the tag. Applied by Ricky Jordan. Again, the lefty comes set. Now the pitch. Strike called, slider over the inside corner. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Jeff Blauser waits on deck. Again, the snap throw to first. Again, it's close. Again, Lonnie gets back. John Smoltz against Jason Grimsley here tomorrow night. Thursday, Charlie Leibrandt against Pat Combs. The stretch. The 1-2 downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Justice takes his little walk out of the batter's box. And now stands back in there. The stretch and the 2-2. Just missed the outside corner with a fastball. Full count. So now a decision for the Braves. Lonnie Smith, 2 out of 4 in the stolen base department. There's 1 out in the inning. And a payoff pitch due Justice. Will he run? My guess would be yes. The stretch. He's running. The pitch is high. Justice walks. 2 on, 1 out for Blauser. Mulholland struggling in the first. Blauser at 217, 2 homers, and 12 runs driven in. Jeff had some big hits on the road trip. Pitching coach Johnny Padres, what a fine hurler he was for the old Brooklyn Dodgers. Padres to the mound to talk it over with Mulholland. Jim Fregosi, now the manager of the Philadelphia team, replacing Nick Leyva about 3 weeks ago. The stretch. The pitch. Low. 1 ball, no strikes. Brian Hunter is on deck, making his home debut as an Atlanta Brave. The runners lead. Lonnie from second, Justice from first. The pitch. Swung, there's a drive. Deep left field. Back goes Kruk. That ball is gone. Home run Blauser. It's 4-0. His 3rd homer. He now has 15 RBI. And once again, Tom Glavine has staked to a big early lead. Here's Brian Hunter. Mulholland now has his windup back and delivers high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Braves have struck for 4 in the first. There's still only 1 out. The pitch. Curve bounced up there. It's 2-0. That bounced about 5 feet in front of the plate. And Gary Darling's throw to the back to the mound eludes Mulholland.
That was the 6th home run that Mulholland has given up. That's a staff high. And even though he's pitched well, 6 and 3 coming in, long ball has been a problem for him.
2 balls, no strikes. Hunter waits on the pitch. Fastball, that's hit hard, but fouled on the left field line. That might have been home run distance, but about 20 feet foul. A right-hander up and throwing in the Phillies bullpen. The wind and the pitch. Check swing, it's inside. 3-1. Jose De Jesus up and throwing in the bullpen for the Phil. The wind and the pitch. Swung and ripped foul down the third baseline over by the Phillies dugout. Full count now, 3-2. And the payoff pitch to the youngster, here it is. Way high, walked him. Second walk of the inning. 3 hits and 2 walks and 4 runs, and here's Greg Olson.
They get into a good pitcher, too. This is a hot guy coming in. Only a few times has he failed to go at least 7 innings. Most of his starts, he's going better than that into the 8th inning. So they're beating up on a good pitcher, a hot one coming in.
Olson stands in there. Snap throw to first. Boy, if that throw had been good, he's dead. But he one-hopped it over there. And And Hunter was able to dive back in. That'll cut down on his lead by a step or two. Again, the snap throw, and again he gets back. This time not as close. 4-0 Atlanta in the first. Now if we can keep the rain away and Glavine pitches a normal Glavine game, we'll be in business. The stretch. To the plate he comes. Curve. Drops right in there. Good pitch to Olson. 0-1. Greg hitting .282. A homer and 8 runs driven in. Renner at first. 1 out. The stretch. The pitch. Another curve. Dropped in there again. Olson knew it. He's in the hole. 0-2. Brian Hunter edges away at first. The Expos come in over the weekend. Friday, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, and Monday evening. Then the Braves go away for 10 days. The stretch, the pitch. Another curve line to the second baseman out there. Hunter scrambles back to first. A looping liner off the bat of Olson is caught by Reddy for the second out. And Rafael Belliard is the batter, hitting at .238. No homers, 15 RBI. All the fans clutching their Dale Murphy posters here, giving out compliments of Georgia Power as the fans entered the gates tonight. The stretch. Pitch to Belliard. Fastball hit foul down the right side into the seats, out of play, 0-1. Taking nothing away from Glavine. He has pitched great. But a little luck helps in this game, and on many occasions this year, Tommy has received great run production. The stretch. The pitch. Slow curve outside. A ball and a strike is the count.
I think that's really makeup for the last couple of seasons, though. And Tommy lost more 3-1 games, more 2-0 games than he cares to remember.
Blauser's home run. The tail of the tape, 402 feet. The stretch, the pitch. Fastball, line to right. Murph comes on, still coming. He dives, and he did not make the catch. It's a trap, and runners on the corner. The first base umpire, Dutch Rennert, went hustling out there. Murph made a diving try, but he short-hopped the ball. And Glavine bats with runners on the corners and 2 out. Glavine hitting .250s, driven in 2 runs this year. It's a little tougher for him ordinarily against the left-hander. So the Braves have batted around in the first. The stretch pitch, fastball, low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Ronnie Gant would be next. An interminable inning for Mulholland. Snap throw to first. Belliard is back. The left-hand hitter waits. The stretch. The 1-0. Strike called at the letters. It's 1-1. A ball and a strike on Tom Glavine. Again, the stretch. The pitch. Swung, chopped to short. Thon fields, throws to second. Just in time, and the inning is over. Good play by Dickie Thon as he ranged to his right. But a very good inning for Atlanta. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 2 left. At the end of an inning, Atlanta 4, Philadelphia nothing. We go to the second inning. Dale Murphy will lead it off for the Phillies. Boy, the Reds are really going through a time. They just activated second baseman Bill Doran and shortstop Barry Larkin. So what happens tonight? Third baseman Chris Sabo was forced to leave the game in the bottom of the 5th. He injured his left ankle while running to first base. I don't know how serious that is. A light rain is falling here at the ballpark, and the Murph gets ready to stand in against Tom Glavine. hitting .259, 7 homers, 25 runs driven in. And another ovation for Murphy. The rain's starting to come pretty good at the moment. Glavine gets the sign. He's into the wind, and he delivers. Fastball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Murphy, Jordan, and Von Hayes do here in the second. Again, the wind and the pitch. Swung, a little looper toward first. Hunter on 1 hop. Glavine covers and makes the tag at first. 1 down. 4 in a row, knocked off by Glavine. And Jordan, the batter, hitting .282 with 5 homers, 23 runs driven in.
You can tell that Brian still isn't in the groove quite yet of playing first base. He played 47 games in the outfield before being called up from the minor leagues, and that toss to Glavine a little bit high. Tommy had to reach back and go get it to make the play, but Brian is slowly getting used to it.
Some of the fans seeking shelter here. Jordan, a great big guy. The pitch to him, curve, hit hard, but foul, past third, 0-1. He's out of Gold River, California. 6'4", 210-pounder. With the Braves in front, you have to play 4.5 to make it an official game. Glavine into the wind, the delivery. Into the dirt. Olsen comes up. And the count evens at a ball and a strike.
Wouldn't you think that Mike Schmidt would have hit a ball further than 425 feet in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Well, this guy right here hit the longest home run by a Philly in Veterans Stadium.
Curve, swung, fly ball, short right field. Everybody chasing it. That ball's going to drop for a hit. And on his way to second base is Jordan. Justice up with the ball, and he stops right there. Hit it right off the end of the bat and blooped it over the head of Brian Hunter, who dove for it, but couldn't come up. Jordan has his 10th double of the year. He's in scoring position with 1 out. And Von Hayes, the batter, and he is struggling, hitting just .216. Charlie Hayes, who follows him in the order, is even in worse shape, hitting .200. Runner at second, 1 out. Glavine comes set. And he delivers. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. It was a fastball. 4-4-0 for the Braves, 0-1-0 for the Phils. The stretch. The 1-0. Downstairs again, 2 balls, no strikes. Glavine thought he had a strike on both those pitches. Hayes ahead in the count. The stretch. In behind the runner is Belliard, but Jordan was alert to the play, and Glavine just steps off the mound. The stretch. The 2-0 pitch, here it is. Strike called at the knees. It's 2-1. Back in '82, the Phils got Hayes from Cleveland, from Manny Trio, George Vukovich, Julio Franco, Jay Baller, and Jerry Willard. Willard now in the Braves organization. The 2-1 pitch. Here it is. He started to go, tried to stop. They asked for help. Doug Harvey says no, and it's 3-1. And Glavine really upset by that, which is unusual for him. 3 balls and a strike. Runner at second, 1 out. The 3-1 pitch. Here it is. Swung, ground ball to third. Bad hop into short left field. Jordan will get to third. He'll stop there, and runners are on the corner. That'll be a hit. Pendleton was set to field it. It took a horrible hop almost over his head. He got a glove on it. Slowed it down, but it got into the outfield, and the Phillies come bouncing back here in the second. Here's Charlie Hayes. As I mentioned, at 200, 5 homers, 21 RBI.
Say, Bobby Cox is right about this infield. As great a job as Ed and the grounds crew have done, this is one of the fastest playing surfaces, artificial turf or grass, in the National League. That did take a bad hop, but it got on top of Pendleton as quick as any artificial grounder would.
Charlie Hayes out of Brooklyn, Mississippi. First and third, 1 out, infield back for Atlanta. The pitch outside with a breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Catcher Steve Lake, the on-deck hitter. He's aptly named to be performing in this ballpark tonight. An hour and 42-minute delay at the outset. The stretch. Throw to first, runner back.
And they did call it a rain delay, even though it wasn't raining for about 40 minutes.
It was a rain and a Murph delay. The right-hand hitter waits. The runners lead at first and third. The stretch. The pitch. Downstairs, 2-0, and Glavin's not sharp tonight. He's fallen behind several hitters. Now, that's very unusual this year. He hasn't walked anybody, but it's tough to pitch when it's 2-0 and 3-1. He's walked only 12 men all year in 72 and a third inning, while striking out 59. The stretch. The 2-0 pitch. Here it is. Swung and missed the fastball, tailing away from the right-hand hitter, and it's 2-1. The rain is a very light one now. They can play right on through if it doesn't get any worse than this. The stretch. The 2-1. Swung and missed a change. It's 2-2. Hayes hitting .329 in his career against the Braves with 3 homers. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. He missed a fastball, missed a change. Let's see what time comes up with on the 2-2 pitch. A strikeout couldn't hurt in this spot. The 2-2 to first, runner back. And again, the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Swung, looped, foul into the seats. Still 2-2. Well, we get 2 brand new managers back-to-back in Atlanta this week. Fregosi here with the Phils and Tom Reynolds with the Expos.
I love Buck Rogers' reaction when he got a call in the morning saying you're fired. He said, okay, hung up the phone, went back to sleep.
The 2-2. Swung, little looping line drive down the right field line, twisting foul. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. I think he could see the hangman coming. And I'm really surprised because, quite honestly, I thought he got as much, if not more, out of his teams the last 5 or 6 years up there than any manager in the league.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And he'll be back as soon as there's an opening. He's going to be the first guy who gets a call. I guarantee you that.
Glavine again ready, and the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Into the dirt. Olsen blocks it, and the count runs full, 3-2. Von Hayes, 5 out of 6 in the stolen base department. I don't know that they'll send him in a 3-2 spot down 4 runs, but they might. Glavine looks in, the stretch. The payoff pitch. A chase ball 4. It was outside. Hayes had a check swing and fouled it over by the Atlanta dugout. Still 3-2. First and third, 1 out, second inning. A pop fly double and a bad hop single have Glavine in the soup here. Charlie Hayes waits. And the 3-2 pitch. Here it is. Runner goes. Foul to the screen. We'll have it to do all over again. Still 3-2. Hayes takes a look at his third base coach, Larry Boa. But there's not much Larry can tell him in this spot, except to let him know whether or not the runner will be going. Olson with a sign in the stretch. And the 3-2 instead the first. Von Hayes scrambles back there. Again the stretch. And again the 3-2 to the plate. Struck him out. Curveball. Hayes goes down swinging. First strikeout for Glavine and a perfect spot for it. Here's Steve Lake hitting just 140 on the year. Lake has driven in just one run. He is a much-traveled catcher, an outstanding defensive catcher. He's a right-hand hitter. The pitch. Breaking ball, strike inside corner, 0-1.
The Phillies still have DeJesus warming down the left field line. Mulholland, the pitcher, due up next. If Lake gets on, Mulholland may not hit. They may bring in a new pitcher in the next inning. This might be a great chance for them to score some runs.
The pitch started to swing, laid off. The pitch tailed outside. It's 1-1.
And again, I'm sure they're looking up to the heavens and checking on the weather because they know if the rains come again, they've got to strike right now.
A ball and a strike. Glavine to the plate. Swung, a little tap toward first. Hunter fields. Glavine covers, and we're out of the inning. Glavine rallies to pitch out of it. 2 hits, no runs, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. 4-0 Atlanta. Before we go to the bottom of the second, let's pause for station identification on the Atlanta Braves radio network.
Start every day with Atlanta's morning news. Clear, concise, and to the point. Weekday mornings on AM 750 WSB. Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
Ronnie Gadd, who doubled to start the game, leads off the second. 4-0 our score. The pitch. Almost hit him with a breaking ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Crowd boos, but it was a slider. 4-0 Atlanta. The rain has stopped, I think. The pitch. Fastball chopped toward third. Hayes in, up, throws across. He's got a good gun, and he gets him by a half step, 1 down. Gant is retired. Terry Pendleton, the batter. He bounced to second his first time. John Smoltz and Jason Grimsley tomorrow evening. Then Charlie Leibrandt against Pat Combs on Thursday. The wind and the pitch. Swung, fly ball foul to right, 0-1. Mulholland into the motion, the pitch. Let up, check, swing, grounder. Charlie Hayes gets another chance. 2 out. And now if they can get a ground ball from Lonnie Smith to third, Hayes will have a chance to tie a record held by many. Throw out the side. Lonnie singled in a run his first time. Tom Glavine seeking his 9th victory of the year. The wind, the pitch. Popped up foul, out of play, 0-1. And we're barely into June. He's got a chance to put together some season. 0-1 the count to Lonnie. The delivery, breaking ball, fly ball, deep left field. But it's hooking, and it is foul. Home run distance again, but foul. Jeff Blauser has a 3-run homer for Atlanta in this game.
And Brian Hunter had a home run shot that curved foul, too, so Mulholland is fooling nobody.
The 0-2 pitch. Here it is. Ground ball to short. Don boots it, recovers, throws. He's safe. It'll be an error on the shortstop. And that gives David Justice a chance to hit here. Justice walked and scored his first time. Blauser moves on deck again. The lefty comes set. He delivers. Fastball hit hard up the middle, base hit. Lonnie around second, races for third. He'll make it without a play. So the Braves are up to something again here in the second inning. Justice hit a rifle shot up the middle. First and third, 2 out for Blauser. The stretch. Pitch, curve, low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Bullpen quiet at the moment, but that's subject to change. Braves have 5 hits and 4 runs already. The stretch pitch. There's a fastball at the knees, outside corner. A ball and a strike. Blauser takes a look at Jimmy Williams. The right-hand hitter waits. The stretch, the pitch. Curve into the dirt. Lake, a good play. It's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. They play Jeff straight away in the outfield and the infield. The stretch, the pitch. Fastball, he had a good cut, fouled it to the screen. 2-2 is the count. The runners lead. Mulholland gets the sign. The stretch. The 2-2. Highs run it full, 3-2, and Justice will be running from first base. Jordan now plays behind the runner over there. The payoff pitch. Swung, there's a drive, deep left center field. Hayes on the run. That ball's up against the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. It's a double for Blauser. And it's 6-0. And Jeff has driven in 5 of them. He had 12 RBIs coming into the game. He's got 17 now. That's a career high for Blauser, 5 RBIs in a game, and it's only the second inning. Here's Brian Hunter. Hunter walked his first time. De Jesus is up again in the bullpen. The stretch. Pitch to Hunter. Curve high, 1 ball, no strikes. These 2 runs and any subsequent runs in this inning are unearned, but they still count. The stretch. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball low, 2-0. Mulholland really struggling here. He's a much better pitcher than he's showing tonight.
We've got a score on the Dodgers, St. Louis. L.A. on top 1-0 in the 6th inning.
Is Hershiser still pitching?
Yes.
The pitch, swung, ground ball, deep short. Fine. Long throw to make. Close. He's out, and the inning is over. And Blauser was racing for the plate had Hunter beaten the rap at first base. But the Braves pick up 2 unearned runs. They do it on 2 hits. There was 1 costly error and a runner left. At the end of 2, Atlanta 6, Philadelphia nothing. We go to the 3rd inning here. Rick Shue will pinch hit for the pitcher Terry Mulholland, who went 2 innings, allowed 6 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned, walked 2 and threw 1 home run ball. So Shue stands in. And this is the Sherwin-Williams Sherwin shutout inning. Our contestant is Jeff Hansen of Powder Springs. If the Braves shut out the Phillies this half inning, our contestant receives a $50 Sherwin-Williams gift certificate. If the Braves also strike out 3 consecutive batters, we'll throw in an additional $1,000. I'm told. Shue stands in the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. He's 0 for 2 since joining the team. The wind and the pitch. High and away, 2-0. If you'd like to enter the Sherwin-Williams Sure-Win Shutout Inning Contest, send your name, address, age, and phone number to Sure Win, care of WSB Radio in Atlanta. Or enter at your local Sherwin-Williams store. Meanwhile, back at the game, it's 2 balls and a strike on the pinch hitter. The pitch swung, line, right field, base hit. So Shue corks a single. This is his second time around with the Phillies. Top of the order comes to the plate, and Dickie Thon. Thon line to right his first time. You know, if I'd have wanted to be an accountant, I'd have gone to study that stuff. What is all this? The stretch. The pitch. Swung, fly ball center. Gadd is there waiting. He's got it, 1 down. And Randy Reddy comes to the plate. He flied to right his first time. John Kruk moves on deck. We're in trouble, Rick. I threw the guy. Oh, here it is. I got it.
You'd be some accountant, wouldn't you?
Oh, God. The pitch. Low and outside, 1 ball, no strike. I thought we were supposed to broadcast the game, but I guess not.
Could you, Rick, could you see Skip doing someone's books?
Oh,
no. I know I saw the W2 around here somewhere.
Maybe they won't notice. The pitch. Strike called over the outside corner. That's why I don't do my own, boys.
Oh, no kidding.
The stretch. The pitch, let up, hit foul over by the Philly dugout. A ball and 2 strikes, the count. Runner at first, 1 out. So Shue is the sole base runner at the moment. The pitch. Swung late, tried to hit it to right. Strikes out. Second strikeout of the game for Glavine. 2 out in the inning. And John Kruk is the batter.
Wow, 2 innings.
Kruk bounced to short his first time. Belliard threw him out. Dale Murphy moves on deck. There are 2 out in the inning.
1 home run. We put a total of 47 pitches, 20 balls, 27 strikes.
Glavine comes set. And delivers high and tight. 1 ball, no strikes. 6-6-0 for the Braves. 0-3-1 for the Phils. The stretch. The 1-0 pitch. Strike called over the outside corner. Evens it up at a ball and a strike. Again, the stretch and the pitch. Breaking ball caught the outside corner. It's 1-2. I only went to a land-grant college. I don't think I'm going to be able to figure this out. A ball and 2 strikes. The stretch. The pitch. Curve outside. Evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Glavine again looks in. And since the Braves shut out the Phillies, Jeff Hansen of Powder Springs will receive a $50 Sherwin-Williams gift certificate. The end of 2.5. Atlanta 6, Philadelphia nothing. Jose De Jesus is on to pitch for the Phillies as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Greg Olson will lead it off for the Braves. And here with the play-by-play story, once again, Dave O'Brien.
Thank you, Skip. 6-0 Atlanta. So Tom Glavine has all sorts of mistake room. For De Jesus, he comes in at 1-2, a 4.54 earned run average. The big right-hander makes his 8th appearance of the season. His first 7 were in starts, however, so this is his first out of the bullpen. He stands 6'5", 195 pounds, 26 years old, out of Sidra, Puerto Rico. And the first pitch is fired in the inside corner to Greg Olson for strike 1. Olson 0 for 1. He lined out to the second baseman his first time up. Here's the kick and the pitch. That one's outside. And a ball and a strike on the Atlanta catcher. For the Phillies last year, DeJesus was 7-8. He made 22 appearances, all starts. So this is his first relief effort in a couple of seasons. The fastball inside makes the count 2-1 on Olson. Last year, a 3.74 earned run average. Pitched in 130 innings. Struck out 87. And walked 73, so he was wild. Fastball popped up. First base side. Second baseman drifting back into right field. It's Reddy, who is under it, and he makes the catch. Boy, that was a high pop fly, which finally came down. Olson retired, 1 out, and a pop to the second baseman. And that'll bring up Rafael Belliard. DeJesus has always thrown hard, but there are times he couldn't throw it in the batting cage. And that has been his difficulty. Belliard digging in 1 for 1. A looping base hit to right that Dale Murphy smothered and almost came up with. The first pitch on the outside half for a called strike. Belliard hitting .238, no homers, 15 runs batted in, coming in. Base hit has him up to .243. The right-hander comes home. Line drive to the right side hole for a base hit. Ricky Jordan, the first baseman, didn't even move. He knew it was a base hit all the way, and little Rafael Belliard is 2 for 2. And he's got 12 hits in his last 32 at-bats. He has really come alive in that number 8 spot. So a runner on at first, and Tom Glavine is the hitter. And we'll see if Tommy is bunting, which he has done quite well this season. He's put down 6 sacrifice hits, or if he is swinging away with a 6-0 lead. I would guess he's going to be taking his cuts here. Batting .250, no homers, 2 runs batted in. Belliard being held, and the first pitch is fouled away. He was not bunting. Strike 1 on Glavine. Glavine has also stolen a base, and he has been inserted into a game for his hitting. He drew a walk in a victory over Houston, and later came around to score a big run in that victory against the Astros. 1 out, man at first, and the pitch. Now he turned to bunt, pulled it back, and the ball was low. It's 1-1. 6 runs on 7 hits for the Braves. They struck for 4 in the first inning. Jeff Blauser with a 3-run homer, and 2 more in the second. Blauser with a double that drove in 2. The pitch home. That bounces up there, and it counts 2-1. So Blauser already has 5 RBIs, a new career high for him in tonight's game. And he probably has another 2 or 3 at-bats. Ronnie Gant, the on-deck hitter. Here's the stretch into DeJesus deals. Outside again. And he's now gone 3 balls and 1 strike on Glavine, who among the Atlanta pitchers has the best eye. And right now he eyes Jimmy Williams, the perpetual motion man in the third base coach's box. Jimmy spends very little time inside that box during the course of a game. The pause and the pitch. Turned to bunt, took a strike on the outside corner. 3-2 on Glavine. That's just a showcase bunt. He's not laying that ball down. Count is filled. Belliard at first. The outfield shifted radically around toward left. And everybody shallow with the exception of Dale Murphy in right. Our Goodies home run jackpot inning will be the 6th. We have $700 to give away. The right-hander stretches and pitches. Runner on the move. It's outside. He walked him. So Tom Glavine has drawn the base on balls with runners at first and second. 1 out. Ronnie Gant is the hitter. And the Braves once again are threatening in the 3rd inning, with a chance to bust this game wide open. Gant is 1 for 2 with a double. He led off the game by hitting a hard ground ball just inside the third base line. It rolled into the corner. It's also grounded to third, and he swings and misses. 0-1. Ronnie's pushed it up to 214. 10 homers, 27 runs batted in. And he just came off of a terrific road trip. He went 10 for 30 on the 7-game swing and hit 4 homers. He pops it up down the right field line. Murphy will not get to it. Looks like it'll land in the Atlanta bullpen. And it bounces in the corner around the Atlanta pen. And a fan dropped it. And he is duly admonished. We had a 1 hour and 42-minute delay, but although they may officially list it as a rain delay, I'd say about 45 minutes of it was the Dale Murphy ceremony and then getting the field ready when it was not raining. But this game started late. 0-2 on Gadd, and he spreads out the stance on the right side. Runners lead at first and second. DeJesus comes home way outside. 1-2. This is Ronnie Gant's 5th turn in the order as the leadoff hitter this season. Atlanta is 3-1 in games he leads off. And he's had a lot to say about those wins because in 2 of them he hit a leadoff homer. And in the other one he homered too. Here's the pitch. Up high, a curveball that didn't. Went right under his head, and Ronnie goes jumping out of the way. 2-2. DeJesus wasn't throwing at him. He just got a breaking ball up. And it never did anything. No semblance of a curve on it. It's 2-2. And we'll see if Ronnie Gant can answer back with his bat. Here's the stretch and pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Gant down on strikes. And there are 2 down in the Atlanta 3rd inning. And the hitter will be Terry Pendleton, who is also hitless tonight, 0 for 2. He is grounded to second and grounded to third. Terry's hit a little bit of a skid here after the high water mark of a 359 batting clip on the West Coast. That was in San Diego. Didn't have a very good series in San Francisco. The pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 1. He's hitting .324, 5 homers, 21 runs batted in. But he had that 15-game hit streak ended on Saturday. Wound up going 8 for 29 on the road trip. Not bad. But he would have liked to have closed better. The right-hander deals. A swing and a miss at a high fastball. And it's 0-2. He's still 5th in the National League in hitting. Or was coming in. And tops on the circuit in slugging percentage. And for a couple of weeks there, he was literally impossible to get out. He hit everything during that 15-game hitting streak. Here's the pause at the belt, and DeJesus fires home. He fouled it back to the net. Still 0-2. Because of the rain, we didn't get 40,000 in here tonight, but we probably have 35, between 30 and 35,000. It'll be another big crowd. The look in by DeJesus gets his sign from late. Checks Belliard at second and comes home. Fouled it back again. Good cuts. Each of those last 2 swings by Pendleton. But he has not been able to get the ball in play. Lonnie Smith is on deck. Braves lead it 6-0 in the first of 3 games with the Philadelphia Phillies. And then the Montreal Expos will come in town at the end of the week. And after that, we hit the road again. And we head east this time. Philadelphia, Montreal, New York. The pause and pitch. Missed the outside corner. It's 1-2. In game 2 tomorrow, our airtime is 7:10. It'll be John Smoltz against Jason the Wild Thing Grimsley. Grimsley has already uncorked 12 wild pitches. And some of them have been unbelievable. Here's the set and the pitch to Pendleton. Struck him out swinging, and the inning is over. Braves threaten but leave 2 men out there, 1 in scoring position. No runs, a hit, 2 left. We've played 3 in Atlanta. Braves lead it 6-0. Before we begin the 4th inning in Atlanta, Braves lead the Phillies 6-0. We pause for station identification on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
If it's important, you know you'll hear it first from the AM 750 WSB News Weather and Traffic Team and Atlanta's Morning News. AM 750 WSB, Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
Dale Murphy Murphy, Ricky Jordan, and Von Hayes, the first three men to face Tom Glavine, who's got the shutout going through the first three. Murphy being announced here. He's 0 for 1. He's grounded out to first. Well, the scary part about Los Angeles, they are a game and a half up, is the Dodgers have Orel Hershiser back and apparently in good form again. He just threw 6 shutout innings against St. Louis, and the Dodgers lead the Cardinals 1-0. Hershiser no longer on, but he was strong this evening. The first pitch to Murphy, hacks at it, fouls it away for strike one. 1-0, Dodgers leading the Cardinals, and St. Louis batting in the bottom of the 7th. John Candelaria now on and doing the pitching for L.A. So it looks like Orel may be getting back into the groove. The first pitch, second pitch to Murphy is outside, and it's 1-1. Murphy hitting .259 coming in with 7 homers, 25 RBIs. He's leading the Phillies in homers and runs driven home. Glavine ready. He winds and comes home. Hard hit ground ball, but right at belly yard at short. Gobbles it up. High throw. Pulled Hunter off the bag. He came down on the bag in time for the out. Nice play by Brian Hunter. And you can see him getting more comfortable, almost inning by inning over there at first base. High throw by Raphael. But Hunter stayed right with it, and there's one out in the 4th. Braves with 6 runs on 7 hits. No runs, 3 hits for Philadelphia. Glavine has not had his best stuff, but he can pitch free and easy. Here's Ricky Jordan, who swings at the first one. Bouncing ball to Pendleton at third. Up and over to first. 2 down. And that's what you like to see from Tom Glavine with his 6-run lead. Just throw strikes, get the Phillies to hit it on the ground. And that's what he's beginning to do. First 2 in this inning go down on ground ball outs. And that'll bring up Von Hayes, who singled in the 2nd inning. San Francisco is leading Pittsburgh 5-3. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning at Pittsburgh. Will Clark has hit a 3-run homer in that game for the Giants. That came in the 1st inning. First offering to Hayes, bounces up there and dug out by Olsen, ball 1. Mets leading Cincinnati 4-2, top of the 8th inning at Cincinnati. Glavine against the left-hand hitter, fires home. There's a chopper through the right side hole, a seeing eye single. Base hit for Hayes. He's 2 for 2. Hunter made an effort for it, going down, getting dirty, and so did Jeff Blauser, trying to fill that hole as he dove, but it got right between them. So Hayes, who came in with a .216 clip, knew he would get well in Atlanta because he's always beaten up on the Braves. He batted .417 against Atlanta last year. So no surprise that Von Hayes has a couple of base hits. Charlie Hayes, the third baseman, struck out in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. He's the hitter here. With 2 out and a runner at first, he swings at the first one, hits a high fly ball, lazy to center. Ronnie Gant is under it. He puts it away for out number 3. For the Phillies in the 4th inning, no runs, 1 hit. A man left on at first. We go to the last half of the 4th. Still the Braves 6 and Philadelphia nothing. Bottom half of the 4th inning in Atlanta. I'm Dave O'Brien alongside Skip Caray. Braves enjoying the first game of this homestand on top 6-0. And we'd like to wish a very happy birthday to Braves assistant trainer Jeff Porter. Bubba Porter is celebrating a birthday today. And he's not looking any older.
He's getting up there pretty good.
Yeah. And it looks like he's about 30. Lonnie Smith gets hit by the very first pitch. Delivered by Jose De Jesus, and he is on at first. Lonnie Smith hit by a pitch. And Lonnie jogs down to first base in no apparent pain. Take a look at where it hit him. Right-hander throws hard. Hit him on the left elbow. Well, Lonnie's a tough cookie. Here's David Justice, who has walked and singled and scored both times. Justice up to .316 now, 7 homers and 38 runs batted in. De Jesus from the stretch deals, and it's low, ball 1. In the other baseball now, San Diego leading Chicago 7-0, top of the 9th inning. Padres batting again. They've got Andy Bennis on the hill, and it's one of those nights when Bennis appears untouchable. Montreal leads Houston 2-1, top of the 7th. That's at Houston. Delino to Shields has cracked his 6th homer. Pete Harnish throwing another good one, but losing again for the Astros. The pitch outside. Lake had to go chase it. And 2-0 the count on David Justice. In the American League, Yankees leading Toronto 5-3, top of the 9th, and last call for Toronto. The White Sox knocked off Cleveland 4-1, but less than 9,000 bothered to show up for that game in Cleveland. A throw to first, and Lonnie skips back.
That's another franchise you sort of wonder about if they're going to
they'll ever turn things around in Cleveland. The pause and pitch outside again. He's being real careful with David Justice. So far, nothing to swing at. Seattle leads Detroit 7-6, top half of the 8th inning. Minnesota and Baltimore tied at 3 in the 8th. There's a strike to Justice, taking all the way. It's 3-1. Texas and Kansas City a 1-1 knot as they go to the bottom of the 7th inning at Royal Stadium. Milwaukee is at Oakland and Boston at California later. And down on the farm, Toledo beat Richmond 7-2. Chattanooga over Greenville 4-0. Runner on the move, but the pitch is up high to David Justice for ball 4. And he walks for the 2nd time tonight. And the 4th base on balls by wild Phillies pitching. Runners at 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Last of the 4th, Atlanta already on top by a half dozen runs, and Jeff Blauser at the plate again. He has driven in 5 of those. And the Phillies pitching coach to the mound to remind DeJesus, hey, this guy's hurt us enough tonight. Don't make it too nice. A rookie is on deck. Blauser tonight getting a nice hand. A 3-run homer in the 1st inning and a 2-run double in the 2nd inning. And he made it a horrible evening for Terry Mulholland, the starting left-hander for the Phillies, who has long since departed. The stretch in the first pitch is on the outside corner for a strike.
He keeps this up, we're going to have to honor him here tomorrow night.
Yeah. Hey, he's swinging a much better bat. Going back to the road trip, where he homered, drove in 3 in San Francisco. Here's the pause, and the righty comes home. Outside with a slider. It's 1-1.
Boy, he's got great stuff, but harnessing it is obviously a problem for him.
He's big. He throws hard. If he can get it in the strike zone, they could put together a pretty darn good starting pitching staff. Tommy Green keeps throwing the way he has. And Mulholland, tonight aside, keeps throwing the way he has. Another pitch outside. 2-1 on Blauser. Jeff didn't have a great road trip. Toward the tail end of it, he got things together at the plate. Only 4 for 23 over the 7 games. But he played some excellent defense. He also drove in 4 runs with those 4 hits, so he made him count. Runners lead at 1st and 2nd, and the pitch just missed the outside corner. DeJesus thought he had a strike, and he glared in at Gary Darling. 3 balls and 1 strike. The right-hander is a bad pitch away from loading him up for Brian Hunter. And then this thing could really get out of hand. Braves lead 6-0. Here's the stretch in the 3-1. High fly ball, not deep to center. Hayes is now backing up, but he will make the catch. And the runners will tag at 1st and 2nd. Lonnie on his way to 3rd. He slides in safe. David scoots into 2nd base. The fly out by Blauser makes something good happen. He moves up the runners to 2nd and to 3rd. And Brian Hunter will bat with a chance to knock in 2 more with a single. Brian making his first appearance for the Braves in Atlanta. It's his 3rd Major League start. Called up last week to replace the demoted Francisco Cabrera. Tonight, the rookie first baseman has walked and grounded out to shortstop. He's a right-hand hitter. And the first pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. We'll play the Goodies home run jackpot in the 6th inning. And it's worth $700 if a Brave hits one out. Justice, the runner at 2nd. Lonnie Smith is on at 3rd. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good hard slider. It's 0-2. Brian got the call last week that he was being sent up to the major leagues. And when the trainer gave him a buzz, the Richmond trainer, at 7:30 in the morning. He thought it was a joke. He almost hung up on him. The 0-2 pitch. Tapped one out in front of the plate for a strike. Fouled that one off, and it's still 0-2. Greg Olson, the on-deck hitter, one man out in the inning. And the Braves trying to cash in on another chance here with runners at second and third. The set, and the right-hander comes home. He popped him up in the infield. Right side, second baseman Reddy coming in, and he makes the catch on the dirt. 2 down. That brings up Greg Olson now, so it's up to the Atlanta catcher, who tonight is 0 for 2. He's lined out to second and popped out. Greg now hitting .275, a homer, 8 runs batted in. And DeJesus will deal with Olson. The first offering, a fastball low. 1 ball, no strikes. Tom Glavine on the mound for the Braves tonight, bidding for his 9th win and 7th in a row. And churning toward an all-star berth. The pitch home, a swing and a miss by Olson. 1-1. Two out and 2 on. Braves on top, 6-0. They struck early and often against the Phillies. DeJesus fires home, knocked down by Lake, a low pitch, 2-1, and a nice stop by the Philly catcher. Maybe saved himself a run. DeJesus to try again against Greg Olson, who waits patiently on the right side. From the belt, the pitch caught the outside edge for a strike. 2-2. Rafael Belliard hoping to hit. He's on deck. The tall right-hander takes his time, staring in. Now gets his side, takes a look at Smith at third, and comes home. Laced away, foul by Olson. 2-2 the count.
Dave, this note on the ticker: Dodger starter Orel Hershiser left the game with 1 out in the 7th inning with a tight right hamstring, injured running out a double. He didn't pull his hamstring, but he felt a little tug back there, and they got him out of the game.
But he pitched very well while he was in there. He shut out St. Louis through 6 innings. 6 innings plus. 2-2 to Olson. Chopped it down the third base line deep. Backhanded by Hayes. Long throw to first in time to get Olson. Another nice play by Charlie Hayes at third. And the inning is over. The Braves threaten but leave 2 men in scoring position. We have now played 4 in Atlanta. It's still the Braves 6, Philadelphia nothing. It's already the top half of the 5th inning at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Dave O'Brien, Skip Caray with you. The Braves on top 6-0. They've led it since the get-go. In the very first inning, Ronnie Gant started it with a double. Lonnie Smith single, driving in Gant. David Justice walked before Jeff Blauser drilled a 1-out, 3-run homer. Braves led it 4-0 in the first inning and haven't looked back since. And with Tom Glavine and his 1.99 ERA on the mound, things are looking good enough that many hundreds are headed for the exits. Steve Lake will lead things off. Glavine's first offering misses away for ball 1. Lake 0 for 1. He's grounded out to first. He's hitting at 137, no homers and RBI. Taking over for Darren Dalton. The first pitch is down low. Count now 2-0. A pinch hitter on deck for the Phillies. Here's the kick and throw, drill to left field. Will Lonnie Smith get there on the run? Reaches up and makes a fine play. The putout by Lonnie Smith on the run right in front of the warning track. Lake hit it well, but lines out, 1 down. Wally Backman is going to bat. And he hits for DeJesus in the number 9 spot in the order. Backman fighting it a little bit. 236, no homers. And 6 runs batted in. And he'll switch hit bat right-handed. First offering outside for ball 1. With John Smoltz going tomorrow night, Wally Backman will probably be in the lineup and lead off. Darrell Ackerfelds is warming up, a right-hander for Philadelphia in the bullpen. The pitch, line drive over second, base hit to right center field for Backman. Broke his bat in the process, but he's on with a single. Well, Jim Fregosi has done one thing right tonight. He sent up 2 pinch hitters in the number 9 hole, and each have singled. Rick Shue and now Wally Backman. Backman's base hit coming with a man out. And to the top of the order go the Phillies and Dickie Thon, who has flied to right and flied to center. He's a right-hand hitter. Good little shortstop. The stretch and Glavin's pitch down low for ball 1. He's hitting .250, a couple of homers, 11 runs batted in. He's got some home run power. He can hit 10-15 a year and usually does. The set and pitch is swing and a miss at an off speed, and it's 1-1. Don's a .300 career hitter against Atlanta. Talking about his power, he hit 20 home runs one year. Back for the Houston Astros in '83. That was the year before he was beamed by Mike Torres. He swings and it's a high fly ball to center. Ronnie Gant drifting back. He reaches up and makes the catch for the second out. Backman chugs back over to first. And here's Randy Reddy. Reddy hitless in 2 trips. He's flying out to right, struck out. He's having a good year, though, at .315. No homers, 8 runs batted in. This guy has always been a fine hitter and one of the better utility men in either league. The pitch to the right-hand hitter on the outside half for called strike 1. This is his 12th season in the majors. Just a very steady, reliable guy. He's played for Milwaukee, San Diego, and now the Phillies. Backman not being held at first. Here's the pitch. It's low. A ball and a strike, 2 down, man on at first. If you're joining us, the Braves have busted out early over Philadelphia, leading this one 6-0. The set by the left-hander, and he pitches. Change up low, and it's 2-1. Reddy platoons out at second base and usually sees only left-hand pitching, but he can hit either one. In fact, back with San Diego in '87, he played on an everyday basis, hit over .300. He batted .309, his best season. The pitch, a strike on the outside corner. Glavin painted the black on the plate. And the count evens at 2-2. He gets about 200 at-bats a year. He's always a tough out because he puts it in play. Difficult to strike out, has a very good eye, always watches a lot of pitches. The 2-2 home. Line drive on one hop, knocked down by Blauser. Gets up, throws on to first. Nice play. Inning over. Blauser continues to do it tonight. He has been an all-star both in the field and at bat. We've played 4.5 in Atlanta. Braves still on top of the Phillies, 6-0. The Phillies have brought out a new pitcher in the last half of the 5th inning. Braves in front of this one, 6-0. And the new man on the hill is right-hander Darrell Ackerfelds, who is 1-1, a .406 earned run average. He makes his 20th appearance tonight, all out of the bullpen. 31 innings, he's allowed 25 hits, 14 earned runs, 3 of those homers. And his control has not been pinpoint. He has walked 16. He has also unleashed a couple of wild pitches and struck out 21. National League hitting .214 against Ackerfelds. It'll be 8-9-1 to face him. Rafael Belliard, Tom Glavine, and then Ronnie Gant. Here in the last half of the 5th inning, Braves lead at 6-0, and here with the play-by-play is Pete Van Wieren.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Rafael Belliard's had a perfect night, 2 for 2. He will lead things off here against Ackerfelds. Wally Backman has stayed in the game to play second base, so Ackerfelds will be batting second for the Phils. And the pitch to Belliard, a strike in the outside corner, 0-1. Belliard back to... I'm sure you guys over here were as impressed as we were over on TV with the Dale Murphy night ceremonies. 3-1 pitch, a strike in the outside corner, 3-2.
Very nicely done. I don't think it was outlandish as you've seen some ceremonies like that. It was very, very nicely done. A lot of class.
Here's the 3-2 to Belliard. Line drive right field. He has worn out a hole on that right side of the infield. That's his third hit tonight. They've all come through the hole on the right side of the infield. Belliard is a perfect 3 on the night. That is 8 hits now for the Braves. And here's pitcher Tom Glavine. Hit into a 6-4 force play in the first, walked in the third, and is doing something tonight on the mound that is something he may not have been able to do last year or the year before, and that's pitch excellent baseball, shutting out the Phillies without his best stuff. He's had to work around a lot of base runners tonight. Been some balls fairly well hit. The defense has made a couple of good plays. And that's the signs of a maturing young pitcher. Tries to bunt the first one, fouls it off 0-1.
In fact, in his last start in San Diego, even though he had a complete gamer, won at 5-1, he didn't have his best stuff that night either. He wasn't as pinpoint as he has been. He was very, very good, but he walked 2, which has been a pretty high number for Tom Glavine the way he has been dealing.
Belliard off first. Ackerfelds, the right-hander, comes set. And the 0-1 pitch with Glavine squaring again misses high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. I guess it was about maybe 4 or 5 starts into the year when Glavine had already established a pretty good role for himself. He was talking about how he questioned himself quite a bit during the offseason, coming off last year's record. First, the 1-1 pitch to him. He squares again, bunts it foul again, 1-2. But he was asking himself a lot of questions during the offseason. Questions like, am I really good enough to be a big winner in the major leagues? And went to spring training with the attitude that this was going to be the year that he had to prove something not only to the fans and the front office, but to himself. And he'd been around for a couple of years as a starting pitcher and hadn't really put together the kind of year he felt he was capable of. Well, it's happening for him this year. Upstairs, 2-2.
Yeah, I think you can legitimately begin talking of Tom Glavine as a 20-game winner, as a potential 20-game winner. If he wins his 9th tonight, and he should, up 6-0, he could be sailing into that All-Star break with 14, 15 wins if he keeps this up.
2-2 the count. We'll see if he is still bunting with 2 strikes. Belliard off first, the stretch. He squares again and takes it low. Ball 3, 3-2. He drew a walk back in the 3rd inning, and that has been a real problem for Phillies pitchers this year, their control. Mulholland walked 2. DeJesus walked 2. Phillies pitchers now have walked 229 men this year. This is their 50th ball game. That's over 4 walks a game. 3-2 with the runner going. Gets the bunt down fair this time. Fielded by Ackerfelds. Throwing on to first in time. Ricky Jordan stayed back to take the throw. It's a 1-3 sack. Belliard down at second now with 1 away. And for Tom Glavine, that is his 7th sacrifice bunt of the year.
Now, Tommy said earlier, he'll never be taken out of a game because he can't bunt, because he can't handle the bat. That's something he takes a lot of pride in. He'll be taken out if he gets wrapped around or if his control isn't very good, but never because he can't bunt.
Here's Ronnie Gant, who's 1 for 3. Got the night off to a good start for Atlanta with a leadoff double in the 1st inning. Since then, he has grounded out to 3rd and struck out. Ackerfelds comes set, takes a look back at the runner, and the pitch on the way to Gant outside and high, ball 1. The line on DeJesus, 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Pitched around 4 base runners. He also hit 1 batter. Here's the stretch again by Ackerfelds, and the 1-0 pitch on the way outside to Gant, 2-0. One man out. Belliard down at second. 6-0 Atlanta. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Here's the stretch and the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball. 2-1. Dodgers still leading the Cardinals 1-0 that game in the 9th inning now. Orel Hershiser started that game tonight for Los Angeles. Lifted after working 6 scoreless innings. Here's the 2-1 pitch way outside, 3-1. We gave you those numbers on the Phillies pitchers. 229 walks. This is the 50th game. Braves pitchers, on the other hand, only 131 walks. This is their 47th game. That's less than 3 walks per ball game. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Gant. Knuckle curve in the outside corner for a strike. It's full, 3-2. Some of the umpires in the crowd not real sure about that call. Mark Lemke has begun to loosen up down in the Atlanta bullpen, so the Braves may be making a change when we go to the 6th inning. Full count, 3-2 on Ronnie Gant. Here's the stretch again by Ackerfels, and the 3-2 on the way. Fouls this one straight back off the screen. Remains full, 3-2. Ackerfels out of Denver, Colorado. He's 6'2", 210. Has birthday number 29 coming up on June 12th. Played a little bit with Oakland, a little bit with Cleveland, a little bit with Texas before coming over to the Phillies last year. Pitched in 71 ball games for Philadelphia last year. 3-2 the count on Gant. Here's the stretch again by Ackerfels, and the payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gant down swinging. Ackerfels records his first strikeout. 2 gone now in the 5th before Terry Pendleton hits. We'll pause for station identification on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
AM 750 WSB, Atlanta's most reliable radio station. We continuously update the top news stories and break in whenever news breaks out. Atlanta's morning news on AM 750 WSB. Depend on it.
Here's Terry Pendleton, who's 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded out to second, grounded out to third, and struck out. Now 0 for his last 10 since that 15-game hitting streak ended. Takes the first pitch from Ackerfels outside the high, ball 1. Still at a healthy 321 for the year. Two down, Belliard at second. Bottom of the 5th inning, 6-0 Atlanta. There's the 1-0. Breaking ball inside corner at the knees for a called strike, 1-1. Phillies in danger of losing their 4th in a row. They got swept at home by the Pirates before beginning this road trip. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way. Fly ball foul off to the left. It's 1-2. A 3-game series here in Atlanta, then 4 games in Cincinnati, then 3 in Houston for the Phillies. So that's the 10-game road trip that they're beginning tonight. Braves beginning a 7-game homestand. The Dodgers, who the Braves are trying to catch, they begin a long road trip tonight in St. Louis. They also have stops in Chicago and Pittsburgh, so that's a tough trip for the Dodgers. See if the Braves can gain a little ground on them here. A ball and 2 strikes on Pendleton. Ackerfels takes a look back at the runner, and the 1-2 pitch on the way, missed outside. 2-2. Ackerfels, the 3rd pitcher to work tonight for the Phillies. Terry Mulholland started. He went 2. Was roughed up for 6 runs. There's the pitch to Pendleton. High and outside. It's full, 3-2. Ackerfels has had a 3-2 count on every hitter in this inning. And the 3-2 on the way to Pendleton, foul back. Still 3-2. When you have a pitching staff that doesn't have exceptional control, you get a lot of long ball games and a lot of games where an extraordinary amount of pitches are thrown. Mulholland threw 49 pitches in the first 2 innings. DeJesus 43 in the next 2. So they were already at 92 pitches after 4 innings. 25 pitches thrown already in this inning by Agrafeld. So they're closing in on 120 pitches, and we're only in the 5th inning. The stretch again by the right-hander, and a 3-2 pitch on the way to Pendelin. Bouncing ball right back to the mound, knocked down belt high by Agrafeld. He recovers, throws to first in time. That retires Pendelin and the Braves in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit. They leave the runner out at second. We've completed 5 with our score. Atlanta 6, Philadelphia nothing. We are moving to the top half of inning 6. Braves left 6-0 on Dale Murphy night. And it'll be John Kruk, Dale Murphy, and Ricky Jordan due up against Tom Glavine. Another musical salute to Murph on the matrix board out in center. Gets a hand from the crowd. I tell you, a lot of these fans, now this is something we haven't seen in a long time. We have seen fans leave early from Braves games because the Braves were trailing by so many runs. We've seen that a few times over the years, but very rarely do you see Braves fans confident this one's in the bag and start going home up by 6 runs. That's what they're starting to do here because it's so late after the rain delay and then the Dale Murphy ceremonies. 0-1 the count on John Kruk, who didn't get the high fastball from Glavine. Kruk over 2. He's grounded out to short and flied to left. Breaking ball, line drive, right field. Justice coming in. Is going to have to play it on the hop. Base hit for John Kruk. Hit number 6 off of Tom Glavine, and Murphy gets another hand as he steps in. Unbelievable how popular this guy. Well, it's not unbelievable when you think of all the things he did for this community. And it is rare to see a love affair between a city and a ball player like there has been between Atlanta and Dale Murphy. Murph tonight 0 for 2. He is grounded out to first, grounded out to short. Other games, we have some finals now. Giants beat the Pirates 5-3. Mets beat the Reds 4-2. San Diego beat the Cubs 7-1. The pitch to Murph, ground ball fouled on the left side. 0-1. They're in the bottom of the 9th now. Jay Howell trying to preserve it for Oral Hershiser. Dodgers lead the Cardinals 1-0. Montreal at Houston 2-1 Expos after 8. Yankees beat Toronto 5-3. White Sox beat Cleveland 4-1. Kansas City over Texas 4-1. Seattle leads Detroit 8-6. Tigers batting in the 9th. Pitch to Murph is low and away. A changeup missing. Ball 1-1. Baltimore, Minnesota 3-3 after 9. Milwaukee at Oakland, no score after 2. Boston at California, no score after 1. Richmond lost to Toledo tonight 7-2. And Greenville got shut out by Chattanooga 4-0. Here's the 1-1 out of Murph. Hit foul off to the left. 1-2. Six 0 Atlanta. Braves jumped on starter Terry Mulholland for 4 runs in the first, 2 more in the second. The second inning runs were unearned as the Phillies gave the Braves 1 extra out. And the Braves made him pay with 2 runs. The look toward first where Kruk is not being held. And the 1-2 on the way. He started to go. He did. Strike 3 swinging to Murphy. Glavine records his 3rd strikeout. Mark Lemke, by the way, has taken over at 3rd for Terry Pendleton. Stretching the pitch. Hit foul off the end of the bat down the right side. 0-1 to Ricky Jordan.
We may not be out of the weather woods yet because there is a very light sprinkle. It's been going on for about the last 5 minutes.
We don't need that. Here's the 0-1. Change up low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Jordan. One man out. Kruk the runner at first. Glavine taking a quick look over as he's not being held, and the pitch is a fastball low and outside. 2-1. Smoltz against Grimsley tomorrow night. Lebrand against Combs on Thursday night. Then the Montreal Expos come to town for the first time with their new manager, Tom Runnels. What a turnover in the National League East this year. 50% of the clubs have changed managers since the season began. Ground ball short. Belliard to Blauser. 1 on to first. In time for the double play. 6-4-3. Ends the inning. And the Phillies come up empty again. No runs, 1 hit, none left. We have gone 5.5 in Atlanta. It's the Braves 6 and the Phillies nothing. We move to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Time to play our Goodies home run jackpot up to $700 now. Lonnie Smith leads it off, batting for Jenny Hubbard. who lives on Old Powder Springs Road in Mableton, Georgia. Listens to us on our flagship WSB. Lonnie has singled, reached on an error, was hit by a pitch. Ackerfeld's first pitch grounded sharply out toward short, booted by Dickie Thon. That'll be his second error of the night. And the second time that Lonnie Smith has reached on a Dickie Thon error. So Lonnie aboard to lead off the 6th inning, and David Justice, who has walked twice and singled, steps in. He has scored a couple of runs. We're going to get a pinch runner now for Lonnie Smith. Otis Nixon down at first, running for Lonnie. So the Braves speedster, Otis Nixon, the runner at first now with nobody out. And David Justice, the batter, hitting for Christine Rozier, who lives on Daniel Street in Dublin, Georgia, and listens to us on WMAZ in Macon, Georgia. David, 2 walks and a single, 2 runs scored, up to 316 for the year now. Here's the stretch by Ackerfelds. And the pitch on the way to Justice, swings and misses. And an off-speed delivery from Ackerfelds, the count 0-1. Six runs, 8 hits, no errors for Atlanta. No runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors now for the Phillies. Bottom half of the 6th inning. Here's the stretch. And the 0-1 pitch on the way. A little pop foul coming back on a play. 0-2. Look over again by Ackerfelds. And the 0-2 pitch on the way, fouled back by Justice. Still 0-2. Ooh, the St. Louis Cardinals scored a run bottom half of the 9th inning off of Jay Howell. So they've tied that game up with the Dodgers 1-1 after 9. And they go to extra innings in St. Louis. So that one not over yet. And maybe the Braves can pick up a game on the Dodgers tonight. Atlanta can hang on here, and the Cardinals can pull that one out. It'll be a half game separating the Dodgers and the Braves. There's the stretch by Ackerfelds. And the 0-2 on the way. Pop foul. Back on a play again. Still 0-2 on Justice. $700 in the Goodies home run jackpot. Christine Rozier of Dublin, Georgia, is our entry. Ackerfelds comes set, pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. Justice down swinging. Strikeout number 2 for Darryl Ackerfelds. Out number 1 here in the 6th. And now Jeff Blauser, who swung the big bat tonight, a 3-run homer in the 1st inning, a 2-run double in the 2nd. In the 4th, he flied out to center, so he's 2 out of 3 with 5 runs driven in. And he is batting for E.E. Watson, who lives in Knoxville, Tennessee. Listens to us on WLIL in Lenore City. Blauser, career-high 5 RBIs. He had those by the end of the 2nd inning. Braves' record for RBIs in a game is 9, held by a pitcher, Tony Cloninger. That's when he hit those 2 grand slam homers in a game. Throw goes to first. Otis Nixon gets back. Sid Bream has come out on deck now with a right-hander out there. Here's the stretch by Ackerfelds. And the pitch on the way to Blauser. He takes a strike. Fastball outside corner. 0-1. Blauser now .232 for the year. 22 hits on the year, but 17 RBIs. So his hits have been coming with people in scoring position. Here's the 0-1. He started to go on a knuckle curve. He took it low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Another poster giveaway tomorrow night on the Kentucky Fried Chicken poster series. Jeff Treadway will be the player honored. First 15,000 fans pick up a Treadway poster. Friday night team poster night for his 20,000 fans. Get a Braves team poster, courtesy of Kid Cuisine. And the Heroes of Baseball series has a lot of famous names from out of the past come to town to put on a pregame exhibition beginning at 5:30. A lot of former Braves stars, along with other National League stars of the past, will be taking part in that. Here's the 1-1. Runner goes. Pitch is a strike outside corner. Throw down to second base. Got him. Steve Lake fired a strike to Wally Backman, and they get Otis Nixon. 2-4, trying to steal as the count goes to 1-2 on Blauser. For Nixon, the 8th time he's been caught stealing. He has been successful 19 times. So the base is empty now with 2 outs and a count of 1-2 on Blauser. Ackerfelds winds and deals. Check swing. It's low. No swing, says Dutch Rennert. 2-2. Sunday is Six Flags free admission day for kids 12 and under. They'll receive a free Six Flags pass. So a lot going on during the homestand. Make your plans. Now the 2-2, and Blauser hits this one foul off to the right. Up into the seats. It remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Crowd tonight of 30,165. 3165. Gets the Braves up to just under 460,000 for the year. Next pitch to Blauser, low and outside. It's full now, 3-2. Ackerfelds facing his 7th batter. He has had 3-2 counts on 5 of them. He is winding, and the payoff pitch on the way, and it's outside, ball 4. He issues his first walk. That's 5 walks now off Philadelphia pitching tonight. And now Sid Bream will pinch hit for Brian Hunter. Bream on the year, 275, 7 homers, 28 RBIs, 2 for 2 as a pinch hitter with 1 pinch hit home run. He gets a nice hand from the fans. He is batting for Mrs. E.Q. Stacy, who lives on Belmont Drive in Thomasville, Georgia. Listens to us on WPAX in Thomasville. There's the stretch by Ackerfelds. The pitch to Bream. Bouncing ball beyond the reach of Ricky Jordan. Base hit right field. Blauser takes the turn at second. He'll move over to third. And the Braves are threatening again. Runners first and third. With 2 men out. Now Greg Olson, who's 0 for 3. He's lined to second, popped out to second, grounded out to third. And he is batting for Fred and Lucy Shockley, who live in Warm Springs, Georgia. And they pick us up on our flagship WSB. Sid Bream with that base hit, a 10-game hitting streak now. Those hitting streaks are hard to keep going when you have to do it as a pinch hitter. He has had a couple of opportunities. He walked in 1 pinch hit appearance, now gets the base hit to keep the string alive. There's a strike with a breaking ball outside corner to Olson, 0-1. Braves now with 9 hits on the night. 6-0 Atlanta, our score. Olson takes another knuckle curve. This one low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Still a very, very light mist falling here at the ballpark. Here's the 1-1. Olson swings. Looping fly ball right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. In to score from third is Blauser. Bream stops down at second. And that makes it 7-0 Atlanta. Well, once again in this inning, the Phillies giving the Braves an extra out with that error that was committed. And the Braves cashing in. It's 7-0. Now the shortstop, Raphael Belliard, with runners first and second. And he bats for Mrs. Marie Donaldson, who lives on Clement Drive Northeast right here in Atlanta, and who has very colorful envelopes.
Those are unicorns, aren't they?
Yeah. Pitch to Belliard, who is 3 for 3, by the way, tonight. Is on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1.
Unicorns standing on a rainbow. You don't see that every day.
No, you don't. You don't see that every month. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Belliard looping fly ball to right, but this time Murphy's going to get there. Makes the catch for the out. And that retires the Braves in the 6th. So no winners in our goodies jackpot tonight. It'll be up to $750 in tomorrow night's game. Braves pick up a run. They do it on 2 hits. There was an error, and the Braves left 2. We've completed 6 in Atlanta. It's now the Braves 7 and the Phillies nothing. We are going to the 7th inning. Pete Van Wieren and Dave O'Brien with you. Before we get the 7th going, let's pause for station identification on the Atlanta Braves radio network.
Wake up to Atlanta's morning news. Scott Slade and the news, weather, and traffic team help you start your day informed. AM 750 WSB, Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
We've got a couple of changes here in the top of the 7th for the Braves. Sid Bream, who pinch hit for Brian Hunter, stays in the game to play first. And Otis Nixon, who pinch ran for Lonnie Smith, stays in the game in left field. And here we go to the 7th inning. It'll be Vaughn Hayes, Charlie Hayes, and Steve Lake. They're up against Tom Glavine, who has the Phillies shut out. Although he has given up 6 hits in the game. Glavine going for his 9th win of the year. Has a shot at his 6th complete game, and if he gets the shutout, it would be his 2nd. Vaughn Hayes squaring to bunt. Pulled back. The pitch was a strike anyway. He is 2 for 2, pair of singles. The wind again by Glavine. The 0-1 on the way. Breaking ball lined up the middle. Base hit center field. Vaughn Hayes 3 out of 3 now. And that's hit number 7 allowed by Tom Glavine. He has given up leadoff hits in 3 different innings. 1 runner stranded at first. The other one erased on a double play. His toughest spot was back in the 2nd. With 1 out, he gave up a double to Jordan, a base hit to Vaughn Hayes. Runners were at 1st and 3rd with 1 out, but he struck out Charlie Hayes then and got Steve Lake in a ground ball. Here's Charlie Hayes again. He has struck out and fly to center. Under 200 now at 198 for the year. They're not holding Vaughn Hayes. The pitch to Charlie is a strike in the outside corner with a changeup. 0-1. The 0-1 delivery bounces past Olson all the way back to the screen. That'll send Vaughn Hayes down to 2nd. That'll be a wild pitch. Charge to Tom Glavine. So runner in scoring position now. Still nobody out. A count of a ball and a strike on Charlie Hayes. Glavine steps off the rubber. Glavine trying to win his 6th game in 7 tries against the Philadelphia Phillies in his career. Here's the 1-1 on the way, and it's high and away. 2-1. The look back by Glavine. 2-1 pitch on the way. Change-up, strike in the outside corner at the knees. 2-2. Braves really have a chance to capitalize. In the next 3 weeks, the only first division team they're going to be playing is the New York Mets. They get them once here and once in New York. And if you're going to be a contender, you need to beat up on the guys down in the standings. And the Braves will have 6 tries against the Phillies and 7 against the Expos. There's a foul ball straight back. Still 2-2. Charlie Hayes steps back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. 7-0 Atlanta. Top half of the 7th inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way, and it's fouled off to the right up into the seats. It remains 2-2. A lot of the fans have headed home. It's a late night here at the Yard. What with the long rain delay early and then the Dale Murphy ceremonies, this game didn't start till almost 9 o'clock. Here's the stretch in the 2-2. Ground ball hit toward third, right through the legs of Mark Lemke into left field. Hayes will stop at third. Vaughn. And Charlie takes the turn and holds at first. Charge an error to Mark Lemke. Actually, this game didn't get started until almost 9:30. It was 9:20 when the first pitch was thrown. So Glavine in trouble now. First and third, nobody out, and Steve Lake the batter. Lake has grounded out to first and fly to left. Their bullpen is up again. That looks like Wally Ritchie. A lefty. Infield stays back for Atlanta. They'll concede the run if they can turn one here on Lake, who has catcher's speed. First pitch to him, high and outside, ball one. A lot of familiar faces in that Philadelphia clubhouse with Murph and Tommy Green, Joe Baver, Dennis Menke for longtime Atlanta fans. Here's the 1-0 pitch, foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. We are in the top half of inning 7. Braves with 4 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the 6th. Leading at 7-0. Here's the stretch and the 1-1. Broken bat grounded to third. Lemke up with this one. Goes to second one. Blauser on to first. In time. No, safe at first. Sid Brame came off the bag, says Dutch Rennert. The throw by Blauser sailed a little bit up the right field line on Brame. He tried to hold the bag, but could not. So it'll go as a 5-4 force play. That will give Lake an RBI, his second of the year. He wouldn't have gotten the RBI had the run scored on the double play. So that breaks up the shutout. It is now a 7-1 game. 1 out, a runner at first, and Wally Backman, the hitter. Wally came on as a pinch hitter in the 5th inning, singled, and then stayed in the game to play second. This guy has always been a tough out for Braves pitching. First pitch on the way to him, right through there for a called strike when he was at the New York Mets. All you have to do is ask Rick Mailer about this. He must have hit something like 600 off Rick Mailer. Here's the stretch in the pitch, way outside, a ball and a strike. One man out, runner at first, 7-1 Atlanta. Glavine comes set. And the 1-1 on the way to Backman. Ground ball slowly hit right side. Bream has it, goes to second, in time for the force there. Belliard throwing back to Glavine at first. That won't be in time. But they get the lead man, Steve Lake. On the 3-6 force play, Backman becomes the runner at first with 2 outs. And back we go to the top of the order now, Dickie Thon. Thon 0 for 3, 3 fly balls tonight. 1 to right and 2 to center. Stretch by Glavine. The pitch on the way to Thon. Hit foul off to the right. 0-1. Tom Glavine, who led the league in earned run average coming into this game, trying to keep himself there. He can also take over the lead in wins with a win tonight. Going for his 9th. Runner going. The pitch to Thon has popped up into shallow right center field. Drifting back is Blauser. He's got it. And that's all for the Phillies in the 7th. They pick up a run. They do it on 1 hit. There was 1 Atlanta error. And they leave 1. We go to the bottom half of inning 7. It's the Braves 7 and the Phillies 1. We're going to the bottom half of inning 7. It is 7-1 Atlanta. That run that the Phillies scored off Tom Glavine in the top half of the inning, an unearned run. And Tom will lead off here in the bottom of the 7th. Glavine at the plate tonight has reached on an error, walked, and had a sacrifice bunt. Correction that he reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Here's a pitch to him, and there's a fly ball straight away center field. Von Hayes back into his right about 3 steps, makes the catch, 1 down. Glavine first pitch swinging. That hasn't happened much tonight against these Philadelphia pitchers. They've thrown 138 pitches combined, and we have 1 out in the 7th. Back to the top of the order now, Ronnie Gant. He has a double in 4 trips. Fells delivers, swing and a miss at that knuckle curve. 0-1. I think the most remarkable story that I heard about all the fans that came out tonight for Dale Murphy night, a family from Powell, Wyoming, the Ely Davis family, dropped us a note. Here's the 0-1 pitch, ground ball hit to the left side. Dickie Thon up and over to first, and that's out number 2 here in the bottom half of the 7th. But the Ely Davis family from Powell, Wyoming, had been watching the Braves on TBS all these years out there on the cable. They had never seen Dale Murphy play in person. Once they heard about the night, they planned their whole vacation around Dale Murphy night. They decided to go to Atlanta. They ordered their tickets very early, all the way from Wyoming, to honor a guy who entertained them for so many years in a Braves uniform. Here's Mark Lemke batting for the first time. Lemke had 261 for the year, no homers, 5 RBIs, takes ball 1 low. Here's the 1-0 pitch, bouncing ball to first. This will be fielded on a bad hop by Ricky Jordan. He made a good play there and goes to the bag in plenty of time. So the Braves go very quietly in the 7th inning. 1-2-3 for Atlanta. That is the first time tonight any Philly pitcher has had a 1-2-3 inning. We've completed 7 in Atlanta. It's the Braves 7 and the Phillies 1. We go to the 8th. Tom Glavine cruising along with a 7-1 lead. The only run he's given up unearned. It'll be Jim Lindeman batting for Darrell Ackerfels to lead off the 8th. Once again, here's Dave.
All right, thanks, Pete. And he has been good again. He has not walked a soul in this game. Tom Glavine against Lindeman. The first pitch is fouled away down the right side into the grandstand for strike 1. 30,165 showed up tonight, and probably 7,000 or 8,000 chased away because of the bad weather in the area on Dale Murphy Appreciation Night. But a nice crowd nonetheless. Here's the 1-strike pitch. It's up high for a ball, 1-1. A delightful ceremony for Dale and Nancy Murphy and their 6 boys. Very nicely pulled off by the Braves, too. It was touching indeed. The 1-1 pitch on the outside corner with a changeup, and it's 1-2. Tomorrow's pitching matchup, John Smoltz against Jason Grimsley. And it's a 7:10 airtime for the leadoff man show from Atlanta. The kick and a 1-2 on the way. Missed the inside corner, 2-2. If Glavine wins tonight, it'll be 7 in a row. Braves up 7-1 in this game. And Tom will improve to 9-2. And the pitch. Fastball missed inside again. Now 3-2.
That would take over the major league lead for the time being. Chuck Finley, pitching tonight for California, also has a chance to win his ninth.
Glavine stares into Olson. Gets his sign. Now comes home. Line drive, base hit to left field. And Lindeman comes in as a pinch hitter and delivers a single. So 3 times Jim Fregosi has sent up a pinch hitter. Rick Shue, Wally Backman, and Jim Lindeman. And each time they have delivered with a base hit. But it's not produced much on the scoreboard. Just 1 unearned run so far. 7-1. Braves on top. And here's John Kruk, who is 1 out of 3. He's grounded out to short, flied out, and single. He's a .295 hitter, 6 homers, 34 runs batted in. And the pitch. Ground ball to the right side, should be 2. Blauser up with it to Belliard for 1. On to first. Safe at first base. John Kruk beat the rap. Got the lead out at second base. A close play at first, but no argument by Sid Bream. We'll take another look on the replay. It was made for a double play. Blauser got it to Belliard for 1 in good shape. Clearly, Kruk beat it out, though.
Kruk deceiving with his speed. He's kind of a big roly-poly guy, but he doesn't run too badly once he gets going.
That's the key, I think. He's got to get going. Once he gets out of that box, he can move pretty good.
Not the quickest man out of the box, but once he gets a full head of steam up, he's quick.
Here's the Murph now looking for his first hit on his night. He's 0 for 3. Fouls the first one away for a strike. Dale tonight has grounded to first, grounded to short, and struck out. He's still having a pretty decent year at .254, 7 home runs, and 25 knocked in. The stretch by Glavine. Kruk not being held, and the pitch. High fly ball to center. Shading toward right comes Ronnie Gadd. He gets under it and fields it for the out. 2 down. And even though he goes 0 for 4, Dale Murphy gets a round of applause, and many of the fans are standing here. Only about 10,000-15,000 remaining, but listen to this.
Well, he's not the first one to go 0 for 4 on his night. That's usually the kiss of death.
See, tomorrow night he'll probably knock 3 over the fence. Wouldn't be surprised. Here's Ricky Jordan, who has doubled, grounded out, and hit into a 6-4-3 double play. He bats with 2 out and a man at first. He swings at the first pitch, drills one high in the air to right center. May be trouble. Justice going back. It is off the wall over his head. Kruk rounding third. He will score. The throw cut off. And into second base with a run-scoring double is Ricky Jordan, his second 2-base hit of the night. And the second run for Philadelphia. It's now 7-2 Atlanta. Jordan lofted that one into the gap. It had a left to right hook to it. It bounced over David Justice's head. He had no shot at the play. Bounced off the wall on the warning track. And the run was chased home.
I really think Tommy Glavine's pitching on pure guts right now. I don't think he has much left, and I think he'd be the first to tell you that.
He's got to get out Vaughn Hayes now. The bullpen getting active. Looks like Mike Stanton and Juan Berenguer loosening up down the right side. Vaughn Hayes is 3 for 3. Takes a hack at the first one and misses for strike 1. Hayes singles in the 2nd, 4th, and 7th innings. He also scored the first run in the 7th. It was unearned. First run for the Phillies. Runner on at second and 2 men out. And the pitch on the way. Line drive to center field. Base hit. He's 4 for 4. The run will score. An RBI for Hayes, his 11th of the year. And you're right about Tom Glavine, Pete. Right now, he is not the sharp man who won 8 and lost 2 coming into this game. And I don't think Tom Glavine is going to survive this night. I don't think he's going to pitch himself a complete game. And, in fact, Bobby Cox, making his way to the mound, has already made the call to the bullpen. Glavine got the Braves this far, ahead 7-3. With 2 out in the 8th inning. He could not get out Vaughn Hayes all night, though. Hayes went 4 out of 4. And drove in the second run in the inning with an RBI single. So that will be all for Tom Glavine. He will stand to be the winner if the Braves go on and put this one in the win column. And a nice round of applause. Many of the folks standing for Tom Glavine. As well they should be the way he's pitched this year. So as the Braves get relief by calling on a new pitcher, you can get relief from the weather by calling your good sense specialist. Bobby Cox makes a pitching change. The new pitcher is Juan Berenguer. In 2/3, allowing 3 runs, 2 of those earned. On 10 hits, struck out 2, and once more, did not walk a man. Berenguer 0-1 with a staff-high 6 saves and a 2.32 earned run average. And the first man to face him will be third baseman Charlie Hayes, who's 0 for 3. Runner on at first and 2 out, and the first pitch missed outside for ball 1. Hayes tonight has struck out, fly to center, reached on an error. And this is a guy who could become an all-star if he learns to hit consistently and give them 15 to 20 home runs a season at third base. Right-hand hitter, and a pitch home, a swing and a miss. 1-1. On deck, the catcher, Steve Lake. Hayes has made a couple of very nice defensive plays at third, and that might wind up being his forte. He's got very quick instincts and a very strong arm. The stretch by Berenguer and the right-hander home. Up and in, bent him back. And the count moves to 2 balls and a strike. Tom Glavine knocked out in the 8th inning. Gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. A couple of singles and a double.
Dodgers and the Cardinals still tied at 1. They go to the 11th in St. Louis.
Berenguer looks into Olsen. Vaughn Hayes, the runner at first. He'll be held. And the pitch. Fly foul straight back for a strike. 2-2 now. Hayes batted .280 to the All-Star break last year, but really faded after that. He tailed off to hit .236 in the second half. He strikes out a lot and doesn't like to walk. He is up there to take his cuts. The stretch and a throw to first. Runner gets back. He's 6 feet 205 pounds, 26 years old, out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And the pitch to him, foul back. Still 2-2. 7 runs on 10 hits, an error for the Braves. 3, 10, and 2 for Philadelphia. Braves got theirs early. 4 in the first, 2 more in the second. In the first 2 frames, Jeff Blauser had driven in 5 runs. A new career high for him. But Atlanta has been held to 1 run since that second inning. It came in the 6th. Here's the pause, and Berenguer's pitch. A fastball knocked him out of the box. He had to go running backwards to get out of the way of that fastball. But that's typical Berenguer. He'll just come with the high fastball and try to make you bid for it. Count filled, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The runner will be on the move at first base. That's Vaughn Hayes. 2 men out, and the pitch. Line drive at the second baseman. Blauser down on a knee, makes the catch, and the inning is over. It's the inning that gets Tom Glavine sent to the showers, but he's in position for the win. Through 7.5 in Atlanta. It's the Braves 7 and the Phillies 3. Last half of the 8th inning in Atlanta. Dave O'Brien and Pete Van Wieren joining you here tonight on Dale Murphy Appreciation Night, where the Braves got out early and have stayed that way all night long. Up now 7-3. And sending up Otis Nixon, David Justice, and Jeff Blauser. A couple of changes for the Phils now. Remaining in right field, Jim Lindemann. So Dale Murphy went 0 for 4 tonight. And the new pitcher on the mound is Wally Ritchie, a left-hander, no 1-loss record, no saves, a 2.79 earned run average in 8 games. He's tossed 9 2/3 innings, given up 9 hits and 3 earned runs. He's walked 3, and he's thrown 1 wild pitch. One of those walks was intentional. And Otis Nixon will start things off here. Braves up by 4. And in great shape to take the first of this series against Philadelphia. Montreal will be in at the end of the week. And then we will hit the road again after that series. Otis will bat right-handed. First pitch almost hits him. Got underneath his shoe tops. And Nixon takes a couple of steps out in front of home plate. And Gary Darling, the home plate umpire, steps in front of him. He thinks that Ritchie was throwing at him. And now Otis walks away from the batting circle off to the left and cools down a little bit.
He thinks it might be in retaliation for the couple of pitches that Juan Berenguer threw up and in on Charlie Hayes.
The pitch was underneath his shoes. He had to jump back and out of the way. Almost got him on the knee. Got 1 ball, no strikes on Nixon. The left-hander fires. That one did hit him, and there goes Nixon out to the mound. They collide at home plate, and the fight is on. Both benches clearing. This is really going to get ugly. There's a big pile up on top of home plate. Here comes the bullpens emptying. We've got people tackling each other all around the pitcher's mound. And we are going to see some fines and some ejections here, and even Clarence Jones, the Braves hitting instructor, has to be separated. Now Ronnie Gant pushing away from a Philadelphia coach. Still a pile up now, halfway between home plate and the pitcher's mound. There's another one out on pitcher's mound. And how about this? Otis Nixon was hit by the pitch, and that teed off the brawl. And this is going to take some time to separate everybody. Both benches clearing.
I'll tell you what, it looked to me like Otis Nixon got in some pretty good shots on Wally Ritchie before some peacemakers, or attempted peacemakers, got out there and pulled the two apart.
He tackled him, had him on the ground, and it looked like he was going at it pretty good. Well, I don't know how you can come that close on the first pitch and then go up and hit a guy on the second pitch and walk away saying you weren't trying to throw at a guy. Now we'll see who remains in the ball game and who doesn't. The umpire is out on the mound. The pushing and shoving is over. The teams have been separated. And we'll see in a couple of moments here who remains in the baseball game. Anybody who charges the mound is gone. So I'm sure Otis will not be around. Bobby Cox out on the mound right now. Ritchie has been tossed from the game. We know that.
Look at his uniform. The front of his shirt is almost torn in half, and the side of his shirt has a tear in it.
Looks like Ritchie has been ejected. He is off the mound and headed for his dugout. Otis Nixon is standing around first base. We'll see if Otis can remain in the game. He is going to be ejected as well. And the Braves bullpen is headed back to the bullpen. We'll get an announcement in a minute. We know that Ritchie is gone. There's no question in my mind, Pete, that he was throwing at Otis Nixon.
When they do it twice in a row like that in the same spot, you really can't question it. That's frustration. It's also a bit of retaliation, but as you mentioned, Juan Berenguer often pitches up and in on hitters. We're seeing a replay of that fight when it first began, and I want to tell you what, Otis Nixon really got in about 4 clean shots at Wally Ritchie, had him pinned to the mound, and his hands are about as fast as his feet.
That's one thing. When Otis breaks for the mound, you have no shot. You're not going to get a chance to get out of the way if you're the pitcher.
Problem is, it may cost the Braves the services of Otis Nixon, as usually in situations like that, a suspension is almost always handed down.
And if you're the Philadelphia Phillies, you'll take a Wally Ritchie for Otis Nixon trade any day. We're going to get a new pitcher into the game for the Philadelphia Phillies. It'll be Joe Baber. And the Braves will have a new base runner at first, replacing the ejected Otis Nixon. It looks like Danny Heap will run for him. And it will be Heap. As far as we can tell right now, the only 2 players certainly ejected were Wally Ritchie for throwing at Otis Nixon and Otis Nixon for rushing the mound. And that's it, as far as we can tell. Joe Baber, the right-hander, on the mound and throwing his warm-up tosses now. He will get as many as he needs to get loose. And while we have a moment, let's pause for station identification on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Start every day with Atlanta's morning news. Clear, concise, and to the point. Weekday mornings on AM 750 WSB. Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic station. Depend on it.
The fall-balling right-hander Joe Baber is on the mound. Former Brave, 3-4, a 3.60 earned run average. This is his 25th appearance. That's tops on the Philadelphia staff. No saves. 40 total innings. In that time, he surrendered 35 hits, 16 earned runs, 4 home runs, 20 men he's walked, and struck out 39, league batting .232 against Joe Baber.
He was not throwing in the bullpen, so this is like an injury situation. He'll get as long as he needs to warm up. Doesn't take him long to get ready, though. Meanwhile, we can update you on a score of interest. The Dodgers have now taken a 2-1 lead over the Cardinals in the top half of the 11th inning.
We were watching the replay as Otis Nixon came out to the mound. He did tackle Ritchie, got him down, and got in 3 or 4 real rapid-fire shots with a right hand as he had him pinned. But I'll tell you something else. Steve Lake, charging from behind, tried to tackle Otis Nixon and wound up socking him alongside the ear. So Otis can take a punch as well as deliver one, but it gets both players ejected. If you're just joining us, big brawl on the field. A typical baseball fight. No one's bleeding, but Ritchie did have the torn shirt to show for his efforts. No question in my mind that he was throwing at Otis Nixon. He threw the first one around his knees. Otis stepped out in front of home plate. The umpire, Gary Darling, stepped in front of Nixon to keep him from charging them out on the first pitch. And the second time, Ritchie hit Nixon in the thigh, and Otis went nuts and charged the mound, and then both benches cleared.
And here is what is going to be particularly gnawing to the Braves and manager Bobby Cox. Usually when a pitcher just comes into a game and the first 2 pitches he throws are right at somebody like that, that's usually on the instructions from the opposing manager. The manager has told his pitcher, I want you to get him, in retaliation for the inside pitches that Berenguer threw. So that could set up a little bad blood between these 2 clubs for the rest of this series.
David Justice facing Baber takes the first pitch outside for a ball.
And how ironic on Dale Murphy night.
Isn't that the
calmest, most even-tempered player in baseball. And look how it's ended.
Atlanta on top 7-3. It's the bottom half of the 8th inning, and the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. It's 1-1.
St. Louis Cardinals got a 2-run triple from Ray Langford in the bottom half of the 11th inning to beat the Dodgers 3-2.
All right, how about that? Those Cardinals have been coming back on people all year long. And the Braves, with a win here tonight, will be just a half game out. A 1-1 pitch, hard bouncing ball through the right side hole. Heap waited, let it roll by him, then headed for second base. Nice bit of running for Danny Heap. Acted like a screen there for first baseman Ricky Jordan. And David has his second hit of the night. He's 2 for 3. Both base hits, and Atlanta has runners at first and second and nobody out. 8th inning, Atlanta on top 7-3. And with the Cardinals come from behind win, the Braves will be a half game out with a win here tonight. Now Jeff Blauser, who has 5 RBIs this evening, with a 3-run homer and a 2-run double. He swings and laces a line drive down the left field line. Heat being waved around. Kruk gets it on the warning track. The run scores. Blauser into second, sliding. He's safe. Justice stays at third. And that's RBI number 6 tonight for Jeff Blauser. His third hit. He's 3 for 4 with 6 RBIs. So Danny Heap, who was running for Otis Nixon, came around to score from second base. Braves now lead at 8-3. And Blauser keeps on doing it. Here's Sid Bream, left-hand batter. The infield is coming in with runners at second and at third and nobody out. And the pitch, high fly ball, not all that deep to dead center. Hayes is coming in. Justice looking to tag. The catch made. Justice will run home and score. Blauser caught in a rundown between second and third. Backman charging him, tags him. He's out. So 2 outs made on the 1 fly ball. Jeff Blauser tagging, going several steps off second base. He was expecting Hayes to fire home, and he was trying to take third. Instead, it was cut off, and he was a dead duck. But the run did score, and for Sid Bream, a sacrifice fly and an RBI. And Atlanta now leads it 9-3. 2 runs in the inning. And here's Greg Olson. So Atlanta is putting this one to bed. The first pitch, outside corner for strike 1. Bases are empty. There are 2 outs. And good Wednesday morning to you. The kick and the right-hander home. It's downstairs. A ball and a strike to Olson. Greg's 1 for 4, an RBI base hit in the 6th inning. He's batting an even .280 with a homer and 9 runs driven in. The pitch. Palm ball bounces up there all the way to the screen. It's 2-1. Rafael Belliard on deck. Joe Baver rocks back and fires. Bouncing ball on the first base line. Fielded nicely near the line by Jordan. He'll step on the bag, and the inning is over. But the Braves get 2 more runs. They do it on 2 hits. Top half of the 9th inning. Dave O'Brien and Pete Van Wieren with you. A 9-3 Atlanta lead. Juan Berenguer on the mound to face Steve Lake, Wally Backman, and Dickie Thon. Dale Murphy appreciation night. We've had a bench-clearing brawl. Otis Nixon has been booted. So has Wally Ritchie, who was clearly throwing at Nixon, and Danny Heap takes Otis's place in left field.
Fans reacting to the Cardinal-Dodgers score being posted on the scoreboard now.
First pitch to Lake is up high for a ball. He's 0 for 3, but drove in a run with an RBI ground out in the 7th inning. Lake struggling along at 132. Berenguer to deal. Up and in. Lake glares back at Berenguer. Wasn't all that close. It counts 2-0. And the Phillies will have to realize this is simply the way Juan Berenguer pitches. He's not going to be thrown at anyone with a 6-run lead. There's a strike at the knees. It's 2-1. Tom Glavine stands to be the winner. He will improve to 9-2 if Berenguer can do the deed here in the 9th. The pitch, sliced foul off to the right, now to play. It's 2-2. And Atlanta will gain a full game on the Los Angeles Dodgers, who lost in the 11th inning to the Cardinals. Final score, St. Louis 3 and Los Angeles 2. Here's the 2-2 to Lake. Check swing, strike 3. 1 man out. Tried to hold it up and failed to do so. So Berenguer rings up the first out on strikes in the 9th inning.
They sent a correction over on the wire about the winning hit for the Cardinals. It was Milt Thompson who got the 2-run triple. Ray Langford and Todd Zeile scoring on the Milt Thompson triple. So a former Brave pays off for the Cardinals tonight.
Wally Backman to switch hitting, second baseman and third baseman. Hits from the left side. Takes ball one high upstairs. Backman 1 for 2 with a base hit. Came into the game as a pinch hitter and stayed in the fifth. There's a lot of platooning. The pitch is swing and a miss. 1-1. Usually bats against right-handers, and he'll probably be in the lineup tomorrow against John Smoltz. The Phillies are his third team in the last 3 years. The Mets traded him to Minnesota in '88. He swings and loops a foul long down the left field line and out of play. Berenguer's in front 1-2. After '89, he went to the Pirates as a free agent. Now he's back in the National League as a free agent in Philadelphia. Berenguer looks in, and the portly right-hander comes home, fired back. 1-2 the count. This guy is a tough, scrappy little fireball. He was an all-state wrestler in high school. 5'9", about 180, 190 pounds. The wind and the right-hander comes home. Change up high. It's 2-2. Right now hitting .243, no homers, 6 runs batted in. And Dickie Thon is on deck. The bases are clear. 1 man out in the ninth. Braves lead it 9-3. Here comes the pitch. Check swing comebacker over the mound. Charged by Blauser. Flip on to first, not in time. Backman's got an infield hit in the 9th inning. Came back to Berenguer, but took a high hop over the mound. One had no play. Blauser charged, tried to barehand and throw, but Backman still got pretty good speed for his age. He'll be 32 in September. But he gets his second hit of the night. And Dickie Thon is the hitter. He's 0 for 4. He's flied to right, to center again, and he's popped to second. And he's hit everything in the air. Right-hand batter. Here's the stretch and pitch. High fly ball driven pretty well to center. Ronnie Gant racing back, going back. It is off the wall. Gant goes crashing into the wall. Extra bases for Thon. Backman rounding third. It's cut off in center field. The run scores to make it 9-4. And for Dickie Thon, his first hit of the night, a run-scoring triple. And you could hear Ronnie Gant bounding off that wall in left center field. He is fine. And Berenguer gives up the run. And for Thon, his 12th RBI of the season. Jim Lindemann is the hitter, the right fielder. He's 1 for 1 with a base hit. That came in the 8th inning. Replaced Dale Murphy in the outfield after that. Runner at third, 1 out. The right-hander comes home, checked his swing, couldn't hold it. Strike 1. And Kent Merker, the left-hand closer, is starting to throw down the right side. Bobby Cox would not like to use him tonight if at all possible. 9-4, Braves lead it by 5. 2 outs to get. And the pitch, high for ball. 1-1.
Still can't get over the fact that Dale Murphy's first night back in this ballpark in uniform winds up in a brawl.
It shouldn't be funny, but it is. It's about as ironic as it gets. The set and the delivery upstairs. 2-1. Each side with 12 hits. The Braves have made theirs count for more, up 9-4. Braves got 6 runs in the first 2 innings. A 4-run first, a 2-run second, another in the 6th, 2 in the 8th. And Jeff Blauser with 6 runs batted in of those 9 on the scoreboard. The 2-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. Took something off that one on the outside corner. And it's 2-2. John Kruk waiting on deck. Man out, runner at third. 9th inning. Braves trying to go up 1-0 in the series. Berenguer, the general, fires home. There's a soft liner to right. Carrying a bit. Justice is backing up. He'll make the catch. The run will tag and score from third and give Lindemann a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Dickie Thon scoring from third. 2 runs in the 9th inning. That makes it 9-5 Atlanta. But the bases are now empty. And it's down to John Kruk. who is 1 for 4 with a single this evening. He's hitting .293. And the first pitch to him is just outside for a ball. Amazingly, the Phillies somehow managed to convince John Kruk to pose for his media guide picture without a wad of chewing tobacco. The 1-0 inside, 2-0. This guy's about as consistent as you get. He's hitting .293 right now. His lifetime average is .291, which is exactly what he batted last year. This offering down low makes it 3-0 to Kruk. He's hit 6 home runs, so his power numbers are up. Came in with 34 RBIs, among the league leaders in that category. He's having a good year. There's a strike as he's taking all the way. It's 3-1. He loves to play baseball. And he talks as good a game as anyone. The 3-1 line drive caught by Belliard as he climbed the ladder at short, and the ball game is over. Well, that ball was sprayed hard to the left side. Belliard making a quick move to his left his feet, and the ball game is history. It included a bench clearing brawl. 2 players ejected, but on Dale Murphy Appreciation Night, the Atlanta Braves have won the first of the series, beating the Phillies 9-5. Tom Glavine, the winner. He is now 9-2.